Folks, great to have you here today. My name is Al Michaels, and I'm here to announce the return of the National Football League to I live here. One of these days I'm going to get a home game, the Michaels Memorial broadcast booth. But anyway, I am here in no official capacity except for the fact that I grew up part of the time in Los Angeles, went to Hamilton High, met my wife there. We're still married, which is pretty good, new world record. And have been back here for the last 30 years, and I love it here, and it's home, and it's fantastic. And also, as we talk about the Olympic bid for 2024, I was with ABC Sports in the 70s and 80s. I covered the Olympics in Los Angeles in 1984, had great assignment doing track and field, which meant that I had Carl Lewis's 4 gold medals, the Mary Decker Zola Budd race, and of course during those Olympics the gymnastics featured Mary Lou Retton. And for those of you who were here at that time, it was amazing to be in Los Angeles and to have grown up here, and you're driving around and there is zero traffic and the air is fantastic and everybody just was ebullient. And so to me, when people talk about the Olympics and all of the terrible stuff that's supposed to happen, blah, 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 and every Olympic starts that way, and the next thing you know, you get it going, and it makes for a lifetime memory. And for those of us who are old enough to remember 1984 in Los Angeles, we have so many memories, and so many great things took place, and so many great things because of those Olympics are still taking place in L.A. And the talk always, among other things, before an Olympic Games, it's going to cost too much money, the city's going to go bankrupt, blah, 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 blah. Well, none of that, of course, happened in Los Angeles. It changed the template, and in fact, such a fantastic job was done in '84 that at the end of the year, Time Magazine's Man of the Year was one Peter Uberoth. So he was a man who was able to figure out, hey, how does this work? And now we have the people in place who certainly know how to make it work. So the next 3 Olympic Games are in the Far East. It's time to bring them back to a good time zone. And that's why we're here today. I know the City Council today, by a 15-0 vote, said, let's go ahead. So let's go ahead with the program. And I'm going to start by introducing the CEO of the United States Olympic Committee, Scott Blackmun, for remarks.
Thank you, Al. This brings back great memories for me. When I was with AEG 15 years ago, we lived about 9 blocks that way. So I love Los Angeles. I love Santa Monica, and it's great to be here. Mayor Garcetti, Council President Wesson, Casey, members of the LA 2024 Bid Committee, Olympians and Paralympians, esteemed guests. On behalf of our Chairman Larry Probst and the Board of Directors of the United States Olympic Committee, it's my distinct honor today to formally name the City of Los Angeles as the U.S. bid to host the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games. I want to start by expressing a note of gratitude on behalf of the entire Olympic family in the United States, every Olympian and Paralympian, many of whom have joined us here today, every national governing body of sport, every aspiring young athlete who dreams of making Team USA. I want to thank Los Angeles for standing up once again as America's bid city for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. So thank you very, very much. You have waited patiently, never losing sight of the great prize of hosting the Games, a prize that you know so well. As we stand here today, ready to launch a new campaign for the honor of hosting the Olympic and Paralympic Games, we stand on the threshold of a new era in Olympic history. The Olympic movement is clearly at a turning point. For the last year and a half, the IOC has been working to implement a set of reforms designed to reinvent global sport and to prepare the Olympic movement to thrive for the next century. Agenda 2020 seeks to increase the relevance of the Olympic movement in civil society and our public conversation. It seeks to ensure that athletes who sacrifice to compete in the Games have a clear career path beyond their sporting lives. It seeks to create greater appeal and draw a greater number of young people into sport around the world, recognizing that sport is a path to self-esteem, personal achievement, better lives, and a better world. And at the heart of these Agenda 2020 reforms is a new bid process, a bid process that is evolving even as we speak, that offers greater flexibility and less risk to cities who are interested in hosting the Games. Led by the IOC's president, Thomas Bach, the Olympic movement is looking to partner with cities to create a new hosting model, a model that sheds excessive spending, using existing venues, and builds as little as necessary, and only invests in development with clear community needs and a sustainable purpose. The IOC wants to partner with a city capable of hosting the Games without burdening the citizens with debt, instead using the Games as a catalyst to further the vision of the city's future and build a legacy that benefits all citizens. When we look at LA and the plans that the mayor and Casey and their team have built, we see a framework for an ideal matchup. We know the international competition is going to be strong. Paris and Rome are iconic world capitals. Hamburg and Budapest are beautiful cities with compelling stories. But we believe in the vision of LA. We believe this city can produce a new kind of games for a new Olympic era. And the Olympic family across the United States is thrilled to have LA leading our quest to bring the Games back to the United States. Thank you so much for being here today.
To get something like this done, obviously you need the right people at the very, very top. And we do in our mayor, Eric Garcetti. I mean, he will be the Boris Johnson of the 2000. Remember that? The London mayor, who was quite the character. But you have to have it. It has to start at the top. And we have a man who's enthused about this and wants it done. And hopefully he'll still be in office there to really reap the or maybe he'll be someplace else even better. But ladies and gentlemen, the mayor, Eric Garcetti.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Al. I'll have to stop getting my hair cut and just do it at home if I want to be like Boris Johnson. Breathe this moment in. There are a few moments like this in our lifetimes where this place and this space and this time transcend this moment. You look at these historic bluffs behind you, in front of you, the endless possibility of the Pacific Ocean and this moment of the Pacific Rim. And here we are in a city that represents to all of us human possibility, ingenuity, creativity, and diversity. And this is a great day for Los Angeles and a great day for the Olympic movement. I want to thank our athletes that are here. We do this for you, and what you do transcends and changes our lives. Each one of us who has seen the spirit of competition, that person who might not medal but who gets through the finish line despite all adversity, the person who overcomes the hardship and the training and the years, who comes from a country that's never medaled before, or a great sporting country like ours here in the United States. We do this because we believe since ancient times that human potential is always just in front of us, that the best is never yet been achieved, and that at a moment in time we can taste for a moment what it feels like to have a human family come back together. I'm proud to partner today with the United States Olympic Committee in a bid to bring the Olympics back to the United States for the Summer Games for the first time in 28 years. And this is a quest that Los Angeles was made for. If the Olympic movement decided to build a brand new city that was founded on its ideals of pluralism, of competition and harmony, they would have to build Los Angeles. But fortunately, we're already here. When you distill the essence of this city when you distill the identity of this city down to its essence, this city is the world's greatest stage. The greatest stage of human creativity and innovation, the greatest stage of global commerce and culture, the greatest stage of breathtaking diversity and higher education, the world's greatest stage of entertainment and human connection. Without a doubt, this is also one of the world's greatest stages for sports. By one calculation, in the London Olympics, those Olympians who live here, who have trained here, who have spent time here, won 2 more medals than China, second only to the United States of America. This is the greatest sporting city on the face of the earth. But it's also the face of a new Olympics, an Olympics capable of connecting with a sustainable future and with a young audience. To see, just behind us, those sports that are a part and the fitness that are part of the DNA of this city, LA connects people and connects our world. It's that next chapter in this stage of sports that we are raising the curtain on here today. Today, we're putting the power of that creativity, of innovative talent and resources, of imaginative thinking that stems from our diverse communities to the future of the Olympic and Paralympic movement. Today, we are launching our bid for the Games with a clear vision and a clear mission, a vision to serve and to strengthen the worldwide Olympic movement because it offers hope and promise for those around the world. Here you see on the streets of our city the face of the world. Those visitors who would come here in 2024 would feel at home, and every athlete would have a home field advantage in Los Angeles, a city where we speak over 200 languages and come from over 115 countries, a metropolis where 39 nations have their largest population outside the home country, the most diverse collection of human beings in human history. And we're going to achieve our vision through our mission, a mission to use our unique storytelling capabilities, this is Hollywood after all, to inspire young people across America and across the world to turn to sports, to strengthen their commitment to the Olympic movement for generations to come. From the founding of the modern Olympic Games, the United States has always responded to the call of the Olympics with more fervor, passion, and competitive drive than just about any other nation on the face of the earth. And Los Angeles has been at the center of that. Our country has long served as a muscular partner to the Olympic movement's quest to build a better world through sports, and here in LA we have been honored to play a significant role in that quest. We hosted 2 Olympics in 1932 in the midst of a depression when other cities would have buckled and run the other way. We didn't just host those Olympics, we innovated and changed the Games with the first full Olympic village in Olympic history. In 1984, when folks wondered what would happen in the midst of global politics, in the midst of the Cold War, Los Angeles stepped forward and ran the first profitable Games as well, a vision that we will build on in this Olympics too. So we humbly seek the opportunity to return the Olympics here for a third time in 2024, to a new Los Angeles and to a new America that is at once global and very proudly local. We will roll out the red carpet, put on a show that only LA can do for the greatest athletes on the face of the earth, the Olympians and Paralympians who in 2024 will take center stage in the greatest of all theaters of sport. Now, I'm very thrilled to be with you here in Santa Monica, and I want to thank Santa Monica for hosting us, the City Council and the Mayor, our great new city manager, what's his name? In recognition of an Olympic Games that will benefit all of Southern California. And this place is important to the Games because we'll bring back beach volleyball to the very beach that it was founded on. You see, Los Angeles hasn't just changed the face of movies and storytelling. We haven't just changed the face of aerospace and engineering. We've changed the face of sports. And so coming back to where it all started is something that's right for the Olympic movement. And I want to thank everybody who's helped us put this together today. We have developed an initial plan for the Games that is prudent, that is responsible, that is fully achievable, and completely sustainable. We know this is true because we've done it before. It's a plan that will help serve as a new model for hosting the Games and prove the merits of the IOC's Olympic Agenda 2020 reforms, which seek to ensure that the Olympic Games deliver long-term tangible benefits and not burdens to their host cities. And it is a plan that will leave the young people of Los Angeles and California with a great legacy of human aspiration that will transform the lives of our kids and their communities, just as the LA 84 Foundation has done since the last Games here, with more than $200 million in our local sports activities. It is important to stress that we are not changing the face of our city to fit the Olympic Games. Let me say that again. We are not changing the face of our city to fit the Olympic Games. Instead, we are adapting an innovative Olympic Games concept to comfortably fit with what this city is doing already, completely redoing Los Angeles International Airport with $8.5 billion and every terminal redone, bringing public transportation there and 5 lines under construction, including one that will open this spring, ending here in Santa Monica. We have a vision for infrastructure of our city that the Olympics can benefit from and not vice versa. The Games must serve our city for generations to come, not just for 17 days in 2024. And we learned that lesson better than anybody in 1984. And Los Angeles is still enjoying the benefits of those Games. So the issue of legacy should be at the heart of deciding whether or not to bid for the Games. The legacy for our city, the legacy for our people, and the legacy for sport. I personally believe there is no greater opportunity to achieve these three goals than hosting an Olympic and Paralympic Games. Why do I believe this? Because this city has done it before, spectacularly, and we will do it again. In 1984, I was around, Al. I was just 13 years old when my mother picked me up from summer camp and drove me down to she drove me down from sleepaway camp to see the Olympics right here in my city. I saw the spectacular track and field finals where Sam Grady and Ron Brown, Calvin Smith, and Carl Lewis set a new world's record in the 4x100. I saw and felt the closing ceremony, felt that energy, saw the transformative power of the games, not just to change my life, but to change the life of my city forever. We created a global family of friends, of fans, of athletes right here in Los Angeles. There's a saying, as I mentioned, that you can see the face of the world on the streets of Los Angeles, but after those Olympics, I felt like I could see the face of Los Angeles anywhere I went in the world. When people said, "Oh, you're from LA after '84, they knew us. They'd already seen our films and our television programs. They had a sense of us, but they got a sense of our soul after 1984. Today, we are here in a new Los Angeles that is the face of a new America, a city that reflects the world as it is today and where this country will be tomorrow. It's a young city, a diverse face that is quintessentially American, but also the most global city in the world today. As LA's mayor, I'm privileged to be partnered in this quest with one of LA's, no, make that one of America's most talented and innovative sports leaders, Casey Wasserman. And I want to thank Casey for stepping forward. He and I, with our partners at the USOC, with Scott, with the entire board who has just been extraordinary in believing in Los Angeles, and some of our greatest Olympic and Paralympic athletes, to begin to share the vision of our story and share that with the world. But right now, we want to share it with you, the people of Los Angeles. Los Angeles is Olympics ready. The Olympics is in our DNA. Olympics love LA, and LA loves the Olympics. We hope to return those games back home. Thank you. And because we have an international audience, en español también, hoy es un gran día en la historia de Los Ángeles y en el futuro del movimiento olímpico y paralímpico americano. Soy un orgulloso socio de la Comité Olímpica de Estados Unidos y estamos juntos en un esfuerzo para traer a los Juegos Olímpicos en los Estados Unidos por la primera vez en 28 años. Los Juegos Olímpicos nos proveen con una celebración histórica de la gente alrededor del mundo. Hemos sido la sede de estos Juegos para los mejores atletas del mundo 2 veces, en 1932 y en el 1984. Y humildemente buscamos el honor y la oportunidad de bienvenir al mundo a Los Ángeles por tercera vez en el 2024. Los Ángeles es una ciudad lista para las Olimpiadas. Es un parte de nuestro ADN. Es nuestra esperanza que estas Olimpiadas regresan a la ciudad que tanto las ama. Gracias. Y finalmente, excuse my French here, il est temps d'apporter les Jeux olympiques à Los Angeles. Nous sommes la plus grande scène mondiale. Les Jeux olympiques font partie de notre sang. Ils sont dans notre ADN. Nous sommes prêts pour les Jeux olympiques et les Jeux olympiques sont prêts, nous. Ceci est un grand jour pour Los Angeles et un grand jour pour les Jeux olympiques. Thank you very much, and let me thank also an amazing city council led by an amazing city council president that delivered on behalf of the people of LA a 15-0 vote. Thank you, Herb Wesson. You did it. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
What other mayor could welcome the world in Swahili? If for no other reason. That was impressive. I mean, at Hamilton High, I don't want to bust their chops there, but I took Spanish for 4 years, and I know hola. So, pretty obvious how deeply the mayor is involved in this, and you can't get this done unless the mayor is as deeply involved as Eric Garcetti is, and the city council has to be that way too. And coming off a 15-0 shutout earlier today, here is the council president, Herb Wesson.
If I could ask my colleague and vice chair of the Ad Hoc Committee on Olympics, Gilbert Cedillo, to stand with me. Let's give Gilbert a round of applause. He's going to be playing a critical role in us landing these games. Now, I also have to say that it's an honor, and always is, to work with the mayor. And when the mayor and the council are united, it appears that we usually meet every challenge, and we've been victorious. But I do want to say that it is very challenging to speak after the mayor, because he said it all in 3 different languages. Show off. Now, that's the type of mayor that we're going to need to be the face of Los Angeles moving forward. I want to say this on behalf of Gilbert and myself, 2 boys from the wrong side of the tracks, that this is a great honor for us to be here and to be engaged in this competition, to stand next to and sit beside some of the greatest athletes to have ever played in any sport. So to all of you, I want to say that Gilbert and I are in awe. We thank you for the exhibitions you put on. We lived vicariously through your accomplishments. So I want to just ask that they be given another round of applause, because that's what this is all about. The mayor mentioned, and earlier today, Gilbert mentioned the diversity of this city. Yes, we speak over 100 languages, 200 languages, representatives from over 100 different countries. We all look different. This, every day in Los Angeles, is the Olympics. That's right. You know, every day. I think that there's not anyone that wouldn't want to come here. You can eat what you want to eat. You can feel like you're at home and then go 2 miles and feel like you're in a different country. I'm not going to say anything negative where it relates to the cities that we compete against, because we're going to focus all of our time on speaking to what's good and what's great about Los Angeles, the city of angels. So today, we decided to officially partner with the mayor, and it was 15-0, which the mayor drove me crazy for like 3. What's the vote? What do you think? How is it going to be? Yes.
Did it come down now?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. We accomplished that today. So anyway, we, the council, are excited of being a full partner in this conversation. We're glad of Casey Wasserman's involvement. And I guess, Gilbert, if we had to send a message to around the world, the message would be, we are Los Angeles, and we're here to compete. Yeah. Thank you all.
So we know the city's on board, and you have to have these days, obviously, a great public-private partnership, or you just can't make it work unless you're in with Putin. But they got that done too. But this is a better way to do it, no question about it. So we know what the city wants to do, but you have to have private industry as well, and there's nobody better to be the point man in that regard for the Olympics here in 2024 than one Casey Wasserman. Casey.
Thank you, Al. We'll get you at least a home game in 2024, if not before. Thank you, President Wesson, Councilman Cedillo, and the entire LA City Council for your incredible support in this abbreviated process. And Mayor Garcetti, thank you for your leadership getting us to this day. It would not have been possible without your dedication and commitment. As the mayor often says, and said today, as the council president said, he says everything, LA was built to host the Olympic Games. That's why this city has no hesitation in standing up on behalf of the United States and welcoming the world back for this global celebration of sports. As a global sports destination, we can put on an exciting games with substantially reduced costs and risks. In fact, 85% of the venues in the plan already exist or are planned regardless of the games, and 80% of our proposed Olympic plan is new from 1984. So let me thank the venue owners and operators who are with us helping make our Olympic plans possible. Ron Meyer from NBC Universal, Dan Guerrero and Ria Turteltaub from UCLA, Tom Sales and Dan Stimler from USC. I also want to thank AEG, the Forum, the cities of Pasadena and Santa Monica, and the Casitas Municipal Water District for their support. I also want to thank the Olympic and Paralympic athletes in attendance. There's too many to name and even more medals to list out, but LA's Olympic history in terms of competition is extraordinary, and this is about the athletes, and we couldn't be more proud to have you as partners in this today. Los Angeles is already investing in its future, building the nation's fastest growing mass transit system and an entirely new airport terminals, ensuring we will have all the infrastructure we need to host the games without any additional cost. Another thing we've already built here is the greatest stage on earth. Every day, the world watches, listens, and connects with our city. The Olympic and Paralympic Games in LA are not a gamble. With our venues and infrastructure, and LA's passion for the games, our bid is affordable, sustainable, exciting, and ready to go. In 1984, we produced a great Olympic experience for every athlete and guest, and that's exactly what we'll do again in 2024. Los Angeles will be the ideal stage to host the world's athletes, to elevate the Olympic movement, and to inspire the world. Thank you.
Most of our memories about the Olympic Games deal with athletes. You go all the way back in time. Jim Thorpe, Jesse Owens, of course, you're talking about Rayford Johnson in this town, and on and on. Sugar Ray Leonard, of course, in the '76 Olympics in Montreal. And so many of them are they're more than athletes. They're models in every way, and the lady I'm going to bring up right now fits that bill. She's from Southern California. She was a little too young to be a star at the '84 Olympic Games, but she came of age in 1988 in Seoul, South Korea, where she won 3 gold medals. And then in 1992, she won another one in Barcelona. She has so many medals in her Laguna Beach house that it's sinking into the ocean right now. And she's such a terrific woman on so many levels that she was accorded the honor in 1996 at Atlanta of being the one to pass the torch to Muhammad Ali to light the Olympic flame. And she's just she's not only done a tremendous amount in terms of holding up the banner for swimming, but for all Olympic athletes. With great pleasure, Janet Evans.
Yeah. Thank you, Al, Mr. Mayor, Mr. President, Al, Casey, and Scott. I am always humbled to come to an event and speak with Olympians in my presence. So to me, I'm still that little girl at the LA Memorial Coliseum in 1984, sitting in the stands, watching those iconic athletes. And when I'm around athletes, when I get to say hi to my Olympic friends, my fraternity, if you will, I'm so humbled and I'm so in awe of you. So that's why it's a real honor for me today to stand here and give a voice to the athletes. I'm here to give a voice to all the American Olympians and Paralympians who would love to bring the Olympic Games back to our great country. So yes, I am an Olympian. I am a native Southern Californian, but I'm an American. And I hear that the polls here in Los Angeles say that 80% of Angelenos support our bid. And I like competition, but we have some good competition in some cities. We have Rome, we have Paris, we have Budapest, we have Hamburg. If we are going to win these games, and I like to win, we need to have every American behind us in this bid. So I'm asking my Olympic and Paralympic friends to lead the effort to make the LA 24 bid, not just an LA bid, but a national campaign and a national celebration. Now, we've spoken. I think the mayor spoke about being 12 or 13 and watching the games. I was 12 when the games came to LA. And I want all of you to sit back, all of you that are old enough, to sit back and think about your LA Olympic moment in 1984, because I know we all have them. I have many. And then I'm going to play a little game. Like, we all know 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. I'm going to play 5 degrees of the LA 84 Olympics, 5 being for the Olympic rings, because there are 5 of them. Okay, so I think we all have 1 or 2 degrees of separation from the Olympics in 84. Let's talk about Greg Louganis. He has no separation. The greatest diver in the world. Okay. I remember watching him. He was my hero. He still is my hero, actually. Peter Vidmar, the 84 men's gymnastics team. Gosh, they were good. Okay. So we have 84 Olympians in our presence, 1984 Olympians. For myself, my first Olympics was 1988, but I was 12 years old when the games came here. I went to the opening ceremonies. I sat in those stands and I watched the amazing Rayford Johnson run that Olympic torch and light that Olympic cauldron, and it moved me. It moved me as a 12-year-old to say to myself, I will do everything in my power, even if it's not competing at the Olympic Games, to be a part of the Olympic movement. That's how much the Olympic movement moved me as a 12-year-old scrawny little kid from Orange County. We have another Olympian that probably has a couple of degrees of separation that I'd like to highlight is Brian Clay. Now, Brian Clay, the greatest athlete in the world in 2008 when he won the Olympic decathlon, he might be too young to remember Daley Thompson in 84. You remember? I didn't know then, but I know now. Right, of course. Okay, see? But I will say that I think Dan O'Brien was inspired by Daley Thompson, and Dan O'Brien played a big part in Brian's success and his gold medal in 2008. Jessica Hardy. I don't even think she was born during the 84 Olympics, were you? But every day, and I think it's twice a day because I was a swimmer too, Jessica shows up at the USC swimming pool, which at the time during the 84 Olympics was the McDonald's Swim Stadium. But Jessica goes there and she swims in the exact same pool that Tracy Calkins won her medals in, Roddy Gaines won his medal in, and Mary T. Maher won her medals in. And I think that goes to prove that the legacy of the 1984 Games with the facilities we built still helps our Olympians today. So there we go. I think everyone somehow has a connection to the 84 Olympics. And Tommy, an Olympic coach. Yeah. We got to get baseball back in as our sport in 2024. Of course. So I'm asking my fellow Team USA members to rally behind our new LA 2024 bid for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. It's time to honor the 84 Olympians that have inspired all of us, whatever degree of separation that may be. It's time to bring the greatest show on earth back to the greatest U.S. Olympic city we have. Let's bring the Games back to honor everyone, but also to inspire the generations of children, including my own, that hopefully one day will be able to stand on a dais like this and say that LA 2024 was their inspiration. Thank you very much.